Just because our BMW M Performance Parts Race Series is currently on a winter break before our trip to Cape Town, it doesn't mean that it's not a busy winter for the BMW Car Club Gauteng. I'm your host, Philippa Guana, welcoming you to episode 7 of this year's BMW Club TV. Our Skidpan Challenge series for 2024 got started at the start of June, and our first stop today is BMW X-Drive Park in Midrand to look back at round 1.
Very good morning to all our club members, to the inaugural and the first of 4 Skidpans we're going to be having here at BMW X-Drive. It's going to be a fun full day. You can see the sun is out. It's a little bit nippy, but I think it's the competition and the cars on the track are going to heat things up. So as you can see, it's quite a lovely track we've got set out here. And please guys, in future, if you see the Skidpan, this is what it's all about. You're going to see some lovely action from the different cars. We welcome all makes, all models. Club members get a discount, quite a nice discount. So please, this is welcome to the first of 4, and it's going to be a great day.
Indeed, a chilly start to the day at BMW X-Drive Park in Midrand. Like our track days, these events are open to all makes and models of vehicle, including what can in Afrikaans be best described as a plaasbakkie.
Ja, ek geniet dit baie hierso. Ry met die bakkie en ek dink dit gaan 'n baie lekker dag verder wees. So. Dankie hoor.
And go!
Let's catch up with people who had some fun on the Skidpan, including those who just came to support friends and family.
Ek is Piet van Skidpan. My 2 kinders ry hierso, Marco en Chantel. En hulle ry al baie jare en ek is maar altyd hierso. As hulle ry.
I'm having an exhilarating time here at the BMW Skidpan, and it's amazing. These cars are performing so well. We had some odd ones that's not BMWs, but they're still showing us, how it's done. This is my second time competing in anything like this, and I'm finding it's freaking amazing.
Yes, first time on a Skidpan, and it's absolutely amazing. It really is great fun. Yeah, lots to learn.
Yeah, I'd like to thank BMW Car Club for arranging this. It's probably the best fun you can have on 4 wheels. To learn car control, go get a bit sideways, and to hang out with a really bunch of cool like-minded people. Yeah, it's really a good time. Yeah.
Great. It's been an awesome start to the day, having some serious fun. Participating in the Skidpan BMW today in a BMW F10. And yeah, I'll do this over and over. No problems from my side.
It's been a great day so far, out with the BMW Car Club here at the Skidpan at the X-Drive Park. It's the first event I've done in my car, so I thought I've had it for 3 years, might as well come and have some fun, with the guys and spend some time. And yeah, came through with my girlfriend and brother, so just out having a good day, spending time with good people and having fun.
Yeah, basically this is it's my first event with the BMW guys today, and I mean it's a Skidpan, so what a first event it is. I've been trying to do some pretty good laps, although I'm being beaten by little dudes in Mazdas, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't complain. Excellent event, and I'll definitely be come to more in the future. So thanks, guys.
An absolutely fantastic day here at the BMW X-Drive Waterless Skidpan, where we've had mainly BMWs, but a whole lot of other marques as well, diesels, X vehicles. Been absolutely fantastic. A lot of ladies out in full force, putting in some very competitive times. It's really been absolutely fun. So thank you to everyone that's joined us. We have another one in 6 weeks' time. Enjoy the scenes, the screeching.
Results are based on each participant's average times for their run, so let's see who took the honours of the day. 2 BMWs at the top, with Marco van der Schyff taking the win from Joshua Liebenberg. The Plasbakkie took Christus Stadum to the final podium spot. Why don't you test your skills on the BMW X-Drive Skidpan? Check out the BMW Car Club Gauteng website for all event details. When you hear the phrase grease monkey, you might visualize something that resembles a mechanic like this one. However, that is the name of a workshop in Centurion owned by our BMW M Performance Parts Race Series Class C points leader Gary Martins. Gary also competes in one of only a few diesel cars in South African motorsport. We decided it was a good idea to drop in for coffee and find out some more.
We are Grease Monkey.
Gary. Who's Gary? It all started with me working for BMW. My whole family was a BMW enthusiast. My dad's got a workshop in Joburg. My uncle owned a few dealerships, and I qualified as a master technician. From there, I worked for my old man, and then I went and opened my shop in Centurion. I always had a passion for racing. I would race anything. I would even try to be the first one in the till in front of someone else walking next to me. I've got a car that I built that I wanted to show my expertise. It's a diesel, and we're in the BMW Car Club Series racing, and something unique. We wanted to be different. We didn't want to be like all the other petrol guys. From that, I've got my business now for 7 years. We do specialize in BMWs, and we work on all brands. And I'm going on now about 25 years working on BMWs. It's a family passion. We all drive BMs. We've got a few projects that we're busy with at the moment. We can't say too much, but if you follow us on our Facebook or Instagram, you'll see all the updates coming soon. With regards to our racing, I'll be at the 9 Hour this weekend in Cape Town as a driver for one of the teams there. Watch us out, the Thunderbirds. And I'm going to keep trying to lead my championship in the C class. So look out for that. The other thing that we're going for is we're hoping by towards the end of the year we're going to be doing some quarter-mile runs with the diesel to see if we can take any good record times with the car and see what it can actually do in a quarter mile. Look out for that. The way I got into racing is I had a little 1 Series that I built, and I put a 40D motor in, and I wanted to see what this car could do on the track, and I was always interested in track racing, and I was doing some time trials with the motorbikes, but it was getting dangerous. I like pushing the limits. So I decided to start using the 1 Series on time trials on some of the BMW days that they have. And then that started to bite and started to progress. And eventually I started seeing them racing their Car Club Series. And that got me very intrigued. Eventually some ideas popped by, and I was like, okay, I need to build another car. I need to see what's the next project, because I could only get so far with the 1 Series. And then I built the M2 and put a 50D motor in, and then I started doing time trials with it. But the time trials wasn't getting me that, like, I needed to do more. I wanted to be part of the series. It looked like such a fun and an experience to be part of. So I started prepping the car for the track and making it slowly a track car, but keeping it still road legal, and still trying to keep my Samola hill climb, running every year, and keeping the car in different ways that we could use it in all aspects. And eventually it got more and more, and then I entered the BMW Car Club Series. We started right at the back. I was just going to be cruising around at the back, seeing how the things flow. And once I was on that track, I just got so competitive. I just, like, next thing after next, I was climbing up the ladder. I was putting more effort into the car, making it better, getting advice, speaking to people, and it got to where it got now. And we're going on about, I think, 2 years racing with BMW, and I never look back. I just want to keep going and then see where the car reaches its limits. So how Grease Monkey Motor Garage started was we went with the whole theory like don't judge a book by its cover, and we wanted this funky looking logo and to be something a bit different but also professional. And that's when I came up with the whole business plan, started Grease Monkey, and had my dyno installed, and very excited. And from day one, we just got working and we kept on going. So what we're busy with at the moment is we got some clothing, some branding coming in. I've got some caps that we might sell online, and we want to grow the brand a bit. We got a few other project cars that we're busy with that you guys might be interested in seeing how that develops. So that's Grease Monkey. Well, I studied IT and I didn't want to be a mechanic. I saw my dad like working with his hands, and like it's hard work, and you know it's getting, and I was in that era in 2000, you know, like no man, everything's going computers and stuff like that. And then when the BMW E65 7 Series came out, it had all those programming and electronics, you know, and they were looking for IT guys to come in and then become a technician, to have a background so you knew how to work with all the electronics. And then that's got me intrigued, because I was like, okay, I love cars, passion, and then obviously I love IT. So this is all a combination. And then I went to go work for my uncle, and then started the whole, how can you say, levels that you had to go through. And then I was like, okay, what's next? You know? And they were like, no, if you want to get even further, now you got to qualify as a mechanic. It's just, so I was like, oh no, really? Then so I really was going to just leave it. I was like, no, I'm not going to qualify as a mechanic. And then they were like, everyone was just motivating me. It's like, good to have that kind of background and skills. I said, okay, let's do it. And then qualified as a mechanic, and then just went through all the technician steps. And then I was a QRC representative for BMW South Africa. I was doing quality control for most of the dealerships, and worked also for AG, that's BMW in Germany. But I just couldn't, there was a problem with the balance between the workshop and the shop itself and the guys in Germany and stuff like that. So I had to choose which way to go, you know. I couldn't do both, it was just too much work. And during that process, my dad came to me, he's like, yeah, come, I need you to come run the shop. So I was like, okay, business, or employee, what must I do? Then I went and I learned a lot from my old man. Working for him, and that went well. I worked for him for 9 years. And then I had an opportunity to open a shop in Centurion. So then I said, no, okay, Dad, I think it's time I become a man and do my own thing. He's like, okay, cool. So then I opened my shop here in Centurion, and we're going on 7 years. And don't look back. It's been very good. Stressful, but good.
Heading up Class C, we got Gary Martins in the diesel-powered M2.
I don't know what made me think of that car. I think, you know what was happening? I went for a breakfast with one of my friends that's a passionate BMW fan, and we both drive BMWs, and we're always drifting our cars. He had an M2 and I had my 1 Series. And we were sitting at the coffee shop and we were talking, and we said, he said, Gary, check what this guy's done. He's rendered a photo, and he took a 1 Series and he put a 2 Series in the front and stuff like that. So I said, oh, cool. And then that's when I did the 2 Series front on the 1 Series. At the same time, he says, but have you ever thought, check my M2 out, look how nice it looks, but have you ever thought of putting like a bigger diesel motor in your M2? So I said, what do you mean? He's like, the new 50D, it's the triple turbo one. I mean, we're going back like 3-4 years now. So I was like, yes, I've done the 40D conversion, but no one's done a 50D in a small car. And then like an M2, that would look nice. And then that got stuck in my head. That was stuck in my head. And then for months went by, and it was always like, every time I looked at my 1 Series, I was like, I'm thinking of this M2 thing now, Now I'm not looking at my 1 Series more to play around with it anymore. Now I'm like, I want to play with something new. And something like struck him. I don't know. I decided, and I said, no, let me go look for a 220D. So my search started with a 2 Series. to find a high mileage one, because obviously I'm going to strip it. And I found one in Edenvale. And I remember I still went to that salesperson. I saw the car there. They had over 100,000 Ks. And I said, I want this car. And I said to him, do you know what I'm doing with this car? And he's like, no. So I said, I'm making it an M2 and I'm putting a 50D motor in. And he laughed at me. He said, what's wrong with you? I said, this car is going straight to my shop now. I'm modifying and I'm going to drive it for 2 months while I'm looking for the 50D motor, and then I'm guttering it. I'm taking that motor out and putting. He's like, yeah. It's true. I swear, I bought the car there. I drove it to the shop. I decated stage 2 intake system. I drove it for like 2-3 months, enjoying the 2-liter diesel powered, while I was phoning all the guys looking for a 50D motor. And then finally I struck a deal where I could do an exchange, because I mean it's a bit pricey to just buy stuff and throw it in your car, where I can maybe make a plan to do exchange. So finally found a motor and did it, and then we came with an agreement with one of the scrapyard guys, and brought the car straight to the shop, and then boom, stripped everything, fenders off, bumper off, engine out, then started design, started putting in, started fitting, starting to check how this works, that works, and I think it didn't even take about a month, and I had that car on the road. I drove straight back to that dealer and I said to the guy, check the car out. He's like, what? I said, yeah, check. I even sent him photos. I said, check what I did to that car. Couldn't believe it. But yeah, our problem was mainly just the cooling. I couldn't get the cooling right. The cooling was the biggest problem with those 3 turbos, because we couldn't run such a big radiator the 50D runs to cool down their charge cooler. And then every time when the stage or the custom file that I put on that car, we were boosting so much, that charge cooler couldn't maintain the temperatures. And then I tried different techniques, I tried different things. Eventually we got rid of the charge cooler, ran an external intercooler to try and make it work, and we finally got it right. But then when I decided to track the car, race the car on the track, then we picked up the same problem again. Then we had to start redevelopment, recheck what to do. And end of last year, we were going to give up, because we had so many problems every track day. I mean, we were replacing turbos, we were blowing pipes, and the car was always overheating, and we had I had 2 fires. So it was not only just safety, it was also the reliability of the car was costing a lot, to put it on track, because maybe people don't know, but to get a car to perform with a turbo and boost for 8 to 10 laps, hitting it hard, and keeping it within an operating temperature is very difficult. I mean, the guys are still struggling with some of these new development cars, but that is your hardest thing, is temperature. And end of last year, I was going to call it and said, look, this will only be the Simola hill climb car. I'm only going to have this car to race up Simola. That's it. Nitrous, boom, done, finish, because there you don't generate much temperature. It's too short, the run. And I sit late nights thinking of how I can solve this problem. We try different things. And then I thought to myself, but you know what's happening here? It's compounded turbo. So the big turbo feeds the small turbo in the front. Now there's a secret there I cannot give you. That's why the car can do what it's doing now. And I came up with a plan there to cool down the small turbo. And now we are winning our class. So now the car doesn't overheat. It does get a bit hot when I start to push more when I'm chasing somebody, because then I don't get a lot of airflow as well. But we've literally 90% sorted all our cooling problems, and now I can race. And I didn't have to stop the car from racing end of last year. So that little trick saved me my racing with BMW, because it was a nightmare. And I didn't want to have that reputation that this sucks at the track is always breaking down. So no, we don't want that. It's like, geez, everyone always tells me, because I've got a S58 motor, I've got a B58, I've got an N55 motor. So it's for me just to take that 50D motor out, put in a petrol motor, and then enjoy my racing and just get it done. it's not what I want to do. I'm passionate about being different and about just proving people that we don't have to always do the same thing, and get out of your shell, get out there. And if something is making you feel like you want to do something and it's not what other people do, just do it. You never know where it can land you in. I mean, I'm literally got a diesel racing in the country with the big boys, and it's working. So yeah, do it. Just want to say thank you to the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series team and the whole organization of the guys. They are fantastic at what they do. We really have a good crowd that we go out there. We really put on a show for everybody. We are investing a lot into what we do and our passion, and the guys, we're working really well all together. And thank you to the BMW Car Club. Those guys as well put in effort into the sponsorships, into getting things going, and into keeping the BMW passion in South Africa together, bringing all us BMW guys together and keeping that vibe that BMW brings us. So thank you to everyone, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you can see my background, my business, and my way forward in my racing. Thank you.
So, the boys went day drinking then. In August, the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series will commence the second half of this year's championship with our first ever visit to the Killarney International Raceway in Cape Town, the coastal stop for 2024. Next month, we will also be at the annual Cars in the Park event, while the month will end with our I2 Concours d'Elegance. We hope you enjoyed this month's episode of BMW Club TV. From me, Philippa Guana, it's goodbye until next month.